What's on, guys? Just here right back to my channel. Tonight I'll be doing a review for Aew Revolution 2025. So let's get to it then. And man, this was kind of a good episode. I mean, pay-per-view and stuff way earlier tonight, and all that stuff. But yeah, it was very good, and I enjoyed it. Some of the matches. So, anyways, just gonna get to it then with the 0 hour kickoff show with the four matches on that. So let's get to it then with ROH World with the first match, but on during the 0 hour, which is ROH World TV Champion Commander with Alex Abrahantes and Hologram versus Big Shotty, Lee Johnson, and Blake Christian. Johnson and Christian got an early jump on their opponents. Hologram and Commander took flight, rocketing through the ropes and wiping out Big Shotty and Blake. Commander drop kicked Blake, who attempted a handspring elbow attack. Hologram tagged in and stung Johnson with a chop. Blake blasted Hologram with a 450 off the middle rope. Johnson followed up with a frog splash for a near fall on Hologram, and Shotty drove Hologram with a Death Valley driver on the apron. Christian nailed Commander with a cutter. Hologram drop kicked Christian in the ribs, blindsiding Blake. Hologram dropped a 450 splash on Christian and picked up the pin for his team. So winners are Commander and Hologram. All right, next match is TNT champion Darren Garcia and the Undisputed Kingdom, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong versus Shane Taylor Promotions, ROH Pure Champion Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and Infantry Carly Bravo and Captain Sean Dean. All right, Danny Magic Matt Menard joined the broadcast booth for this match. As always, Garcia stomped on the back of Moriarty's legs. Taylor distracted Garcia long enough for Moriarty to kick Danny in the face. The ops were watching the match from a luxury box in the arena. For some reason, I don't know. STP gained up on Garcia in their corner. Shane dropped a leg on Garcia's upper back. Shane Taylor walloped Garcia with a big right hand. Garcia hoisted up Taylor and dropped him on the mat. The Undisputed Kingdom and the Undisputed cleaned house on Shane Taylor Promotions. Cole connected with a neck breaker on Moriarty. Cole was looking for the Panama Sunrise on Lee, but Garcia tagged himself and into the match. Garcia applied the Dragon Tamer on Lee and stared at Cole. Garcia forced Moriarty on to tap out, and there was clearly tension between Garcia and Cole. So winners are Dan Garcia and the Undisputed Kingdom. All right, next match. Well, was supposed to be a match. So, anyways, ROH World Championship match. Chris Jericho, who's a champion, with Big Bill, and Brian Keane versus Gravity. Alright, Jericho hit Gravity in the face with his baseball bat. The ref threw the match out. Bandito sprinted to the ring and wiped out Keith, and Jericho Big Bill booted Bandito in the head and then slammed Gravity. Big Bill held Bandito. Keith held down Gravity, and Jericho ripped off Gravity's mask. Gravity tried to cover his face on and Jericho blasted Gravity with a juice effect. Gravity's mother and sister got into the ring to check on Gravity. Jericho kicked Bandito in the face as his mother and sister watched on in tears. So yeah, nothing happened. So it was not really a match. All right, so so the last match on here is Trios Battle, Big Boom, AJ Mark Briscoe and Freshly Squeeze, Orange Cassidy versus Johnny TV with Taya Bakari and MXM Collection, Mansoor and Mason Madden. Orange drop kicked Johnny TV, keeping his hands in his jeans. Of course, Prisco shoulder tackle Johnny. Orange climbed the top turnbuckle on Taya, grabbed his ankle. Madden drove down Orange and grounded and pounded him. Briscoe served up redneck kung fu to Mansoor and Johnny TV. Mason choked slammed Briscoe off the top rope. Johnny T blasted Briscoe with a superstation. AJ came in and blasted and splashed Johnny and MXM Collection in a corner. AJ power slammed Mason for a near fall. Taya distracted AJ long enough for him to get kicked by Johnny TV. Hardy Cameron ran down and pulled Taya off the apron, whipping her into the barricade. AJ power boomed Johnny TV. Big Justice ran into the ring and power bombed Mansoor. Mason grabbed Big Justice, but Orange and Briscoe came to the rescue. Mason was power boomed, and Big Boom pinned Mason. Murder Machine surrounded the ring, but Powerhouse Hobbs marched to the ring to even up the odds. Hobbs planted Mason with the spinebuster. The main portion of the pay-per-view kicked off with, so winners are Big Boom, AJ Mark Briscoe, and Fishy Squeeze Orange Cassidy. Alright, so in the first match on the main card, alright, is a grudge match. MJF versus Heyman and a Page. Page and Max slugged out. Page got the upper hand. Page knocked down MJF and stomped on him. Heyman locked in a sleeper hold, but MJF countered with a jawbreaker. MJF powerbombed Page across his knee. MJF spat in Page's face and then thumped him in the eye. Page fired back with a fired back with a fallaway slam. Page clubbed MJF with a lariat to the back of the head. MJF rolled out of the ring, getting out of harm's way. As MJF was thinking about a buckshot lariat, Page connected with a moonsault off the post, crashing onto MJF and landing on his own 2 feet. Page charged at MJF, but MJF countered with a water wheel drop and then a DDT for a near fall. The fans chanted AEW, AEW. Heyman spiked MJF with the dead eye for a 2 count. Page blocked a heat seeker and then scored a buckshot layup. Page went for the cover, but MJF put his boot on the ropes. You have to give a devil's his due, says Cowper. Page nailed MJF with a short arm lariat. Page charged at MJF outside the ring. MJF moved and Page crashed into the steel ring steps. MJF countered a buckshot lariat with the salt of the earth armbar. MJF transitioned to the crossface. Page managed to get to the ropes, touching them with his cowboy boot and forcing the ref to break the hold. Heyman moonsaulted off the barricade, but MJF caught him and countered with a tombstone piledriver onto a steel chair. Page got into the ring just before the 10 count. MJF went for the heat seeker, but Page countered with a dead eye in the center of the ring. Page planted MJF with the angel's wings. Heyman finished off MJF with the buckshot lariat, scoring the victory in a tremendous opening match. So winner is Heyman and Page. Sorry, I heard something. Alright, next match coming up is TBS Championship match. The CEO, Mercedes Moné versus Momo Wannabe. I think as I said that right. I hope I said it right. Alright, so Nigel McGuinness joined the broadcast booth for this match. I'm sorry guys, my eyes are itching and stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, Momo kicked Mercedes in the arm, focusing on punching the champ's left arm. Mercedes connected with a meteor. Mercedes powerbombed Wannabe off the apron and onto the arena floor. Billy Starks was watching the match, taking notes. Mercedes went for the 3 amigos, but Momo stopped her after 2 and hit 2 suplexes of her own. Momo hooked Mercedes into the tree of woe and began to wall up Mercedes with kicks. Momo drop kicked Mercedes in the corner, looking for a knockout. Mercedes got caught in a crossface chicken wing. Mercedes countered with a pin attempt, but Momo kicked out at 2. Mercedes rocked Momo with a backstabber. Mercedes connected with a mirror for a near fall on Momo. Momo baited in the champion and began to kick her. Momo squashed Mercedes with a mirror on the apron. Mercedes retaliated with a powerbomb. Momo connected with a high roundhouse kick. Momo released the peach sunrise for a near fall on Mercedes. Momo kicked Mercedes in the jaw. Mercedes landed a crossbody press. Mercedes smashed Momo with a Monet maker and then forced her to tap out after the statement. This is why Mercedes is a great champion, because she took a beating in this and showed her resiliency, said Shivani. So, winner is still TBS champion, the CEO, Mercedes Monet. Alright, so next match coming out, AEW World Title number 1 contenders match. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana versus Ricochet. Swerve rocked Ricochet with the rib breaker. Swerve knocked Ricochet off the top rope with a lariat. Swerve stomped on Ricochet outside the ring. Prince Nana tried to get Swerve back in the ring, and Swerve shoved Prince Nana away. Prince Nana walked off, flipping off Swerve. Ricochet used his speed and agility, and caught Swerve with a cutter. Swerve answered with a back breaker and a drop kick. Swerve blasted Ricochet with a stalling brainbuster. Ricochet leveled Swerve with a running lariat. Ricochet hit a Dragon Rana. Swerve powerbombed Ricochet and then planted him with a slam. That was a superhuman effort by Swerve, and Ricochet still go out of it, said shocked Tony Schiavone. The fans chanted, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" It was a good match. Ricochet folded up Swerve with a reverse hurricanrana on the apron. Swerve planted Ricochet on the Spanish announce table, but back in the ring, Swerve hit the Swerve stomp and went for the cover, but Ricochet kicked out at the 2 count. Ricochet connected with a brain buster and then crushed Swerve with with a 60 with the 630 senton for a near fall. Prince Nana ran back down and grabbed the embassy robe and put it on. Ricochet wiped out Nana with the top with the tope. Ricochet put the robe on. Swerve went for a tope, but Ricochet caught him and countered a Death Valley driver. Ricochet spiked Swerve with a vertical, but Swerve kicked out at the 2 count. Nana tugged at the rope that Ricochet had on. Swerve served up the house call kick and followed up with a second house call. Somehow Ricochet kicked out of the pin. Swerve finished off Ricochet with a big pressure and pinned Ricochet. Swerve is a top number contender for the AEW World Championship, says Gabbard. After the match, Swerve gave the embassy robe back to Prince Nana and they hugged. So winner is Swerve Strickland. Alright, next match coming up, AEW Continental Championship match. The Rainmaker Kinoshika Okada, who is champion, versus the House of Hell's Brody King. Brody elbowed the champion in the jaw. Brody whipped Okada in the barricade. Okada spiked Brody King with a DDT on the floor. Brody retaliated with an elbow suicide. Brody charged and splashed Okada against the guardrail. Okada countered a pile driver with the neckbreaker. Okada landed a elbow drop from the top rope. Brody smashed Okada with a Death Valley driver against the turnbuckles. Brody followed up quickly with a cannonball in the corner. Okada drop kicked Brody King into the barricade, using Brody's size against him. Okada cracked Brody with the championship belt as the ref had his back turned. Okada covered Brody, but Brody kicked out at the 2 count. Okada went for the Rainmaker clothesline, but Brody countered with a lariat of his own. Brody staggered Okada with the headbutt. Okada pulled out the Rainmaker clothesline out of nowhere and pinned Brody, remaining the champion. So winner is still AEW Continental Champion, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Alright, next match coming up, AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with the MVP versus the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. Lashley bulldozed Truth with the lariat. Shelton grabbed Truth and bounced him back and forth between the ring and apron and the barricade. Bobby Lashley planted Truth with the Stampede Slam. Turbo tagged in and slammed Shelton. The Outrunners dropped the double biceps elbow on Shelton. Shelton nearly decapitated Turbo with a thrust kick. Bobby spiked Truth with a choke slam. Lashley speared Truth. Bobby speared Turbo, and Shelton pinned Turbo. They're a juggernaut who can stop this team. As Giovanni, Leo Rush, and Axel Andrade were watching the match from the front row. So winners and still AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Alright, next match coming up, AEW Women's World Championship match, World Championship Hollywood ending match. Time is Toni Storm, who is the champion, with Luther the Butler versus the women from Hell, the women from Hell, Mariah May. Jerry Moss joined the broadcast booth for this match. Mariah charged up the ramp, taking the fight to Toni. As Toni was making her entrance, Mariah drove Toni with a DDT on the stage. Mariah had a taser. Luther tried to grab it away, but Mariah drop kicked Luther. Toni grabbed Mariah and dropped her off the stage through the production table with a sky high. Mariah dodged a hip attack. Mariah nailed Toni with a Storm Zero on the steel steps. Mariah grabbed the steel chain, and chairs from beneath the ring. Toni was busted wide open from the forehead. Mariah rammed Toni with a hip attack, smashing a steel chair against Storm's forehead. Toni pulled out a champagne bucket with a broken bottle inside of it. They wrapped their knuckles in tape and then covered them in broken glass. Toni punched Mariah in the face. Toni took the broken neck off the bottle and dug it in the forehead of Mariah. The third match in the trilogy rapidly becoming a horror film, said Ms. Gabbard. It sure seemed like it. Mariah used a hurricanrana and sent Toni crashing into broken glass on the mat. Toni grabbed Mariah and planted her with a Storm Zero on top of the chair for a near fall. Tony curb stomped Mariah onto the championship title. Tony whipped Mariah with a belt. Tony grabbed a high heel shoe, but Mariah countered with a Mayday on the stage. The fans chanted, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" Tony punished Mariah, pummeling her with the shoe, and then used the code Zero to plant her through a table. Tony covered Mariah and pinned her. So winner and still AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Tony Storm. Alright, next match coming up, AEW Intercontinental Championship match. The Alpha Konosuke Takeshita, who is a champion with Don Callis, versus the cleaner Kenny Omega. A big fight feel for this one, said Skyber. Okay, the crowd wants to see Takeshita win the third in the trilogy, replied Callis. Omega and Takeshita traded forearms. Takeshita jumped at Omega and clocked Omega with the Takeshita line. Omega answered with a vertical suplex. Omega jumped over the top rope and wiped out Takeshita on the ring floor. Takeshita whipped Omega into the guardrail. Takeshita spiked Omega with a DT in the ring. The champ targeted the abdomen of Kenny with a well-placed knee strike. Takeshita pulled a table out from beneath the ring. Takeshita set up the table on the arena floor. Takeshita was thinking Blue Thunder bomb off the apron. Kenny chopped back. Omega palmed Takeshita's head like a baseball and planted Takeshita on the apron. Omega jumped onto the barricade, but Takeshita shoved him off it. Omega crashed into the guardrail, smacking his ribs. Takeshita staggered Omega with the brainbuster. Back in the ring, Takeshita applied the body scissors out to Omega, trying to squeeze the life out of him. Omega jabbed at Takeshita. Back in the fight, Omega nailed Takeshita with the firearms, carrying into a moonsault combination for a near fall. Kenny took down Takeshita with the Hurricanrana. Takeshita's momentum carried him out to the ring. Don Callis grabbed Omega's ankle. Takeshita used the distraction to knock Kenny over the top rope with a lariat. Takeshita hurled Omega with a release German suplex on the arena floor. Takeshita picked up Omega and planted him across a table that was sent on its side, continuing to work on Omega's midsection. I think that's worse than going through a table, said Shivani. Takeshita went for a senton, but Omega countered by lifting his knees. Kenny was still clutching his ribs. Takeshita went for a senton off the top rope, but Omega rolled inward, preventing the impact from Takeshita. Omega anticipated the Takeshita line and countered with the snap dragon suplex. Omega powerbombed Takeshita, rocked Takeshita with a knee strike. Omega amazes me how much he has taken in this match and can still come up with those knee strikes, said Shivani. Takeshita blasted Omega with a Blue Thunder bomb out of nowhere for a near fall. Takeshita placed Omega on the top turnbuckle. Takeshita knocked Omega off the ring with the lariat. Omega jumped with a springboard into a powerbomb, but Takeshita kicked out at the 2 count. Omega followed up with a V trigger. Omega was looking for the one wing ankle, but collapsed. The damage to the midsection was too much. Takeshita countered a pile driver with a tombstone pile driver, but somehow Omega kicked out of the pin attempt. Takeshita struck Omega with a power drive knee and then a second knee, but Omega kicked out at the 1 count. This place is going nuts, said Taz. The fans chanted, "Kenny, Kenny." Takeshita crumbled Omega with a forearm strike. Omega landed a ripcord knee and then stuffed the power driver, but Takeshita escaped the pin. The fans erupted with chants of "Fight forever, fight forever." Takeshita absorbed kicks from Omega, defiant against the challenger. Takeshita intercepted a knee strike, but Omega fired back with a poison rana. Omega smashed Takeshita with the V-trigger. Takeshita escaped a one-wing angel, but Kenny pinned Takeshita with the crucifix and became the AEW International Champion. From top to bottom, this is a message to everyone to never give up if you have a goal in mind, and that's exactly what Omega did, said Tony Schiavone. Kenny Omega has returned to the ring and once again called himself champion, replied Excalibur. So, Winner and new AEW National Champion, the Cleaner Kenny Omega. Yes, finally, about time. Alright, anyway, steel cage match coming up. The aerial assassin Will Ospreay versus the pro star Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis. Alright, Ospreay used the cage as a weapon on the fingers of Fletcher. Ospreay grabbed Kyle and a stung dog millionaire. Kyle blocked an Oz cutter and drove Kyle into the cage face first. Ospreay was busted wide open. Fletcher licked the blood off the cage. Will whipped Kyle into the cage and then hit Kyle with a standing sky twister press. Fletcher fired back with a snap half and half suplex. Fletcher ripped off the top turnbuckle pad to expose the steel underneath. Fletcher booted Will in the face. Will capitalized Fletcher into the cage. Will cracked Kyle. Will cracked Kyle with the Kawada style kicks. Kyle punted Ospreay in the head. Will spiked Fletcher with a DT. Fletcher planted Will with a brainbuster. Mark Davis walked to the ring with a black bag. Davis pulled out a pair of bolt cutters and cut open the cage. Davis opened the door and slid the bag into the ring. Will shoved the door shut against Davis's head. Will opened the bag and pulled out a barbed wire baseball bat, grinding it against Kyle's forehead. Fletcher struck Will with a low blow. Kyle swung the bat, but Will ducked it and nailed Fletcher with the hidden blade, and the Stormbreaker will win for the cover. Will win for the cover, but Mark Davis ran in and broke the pin. Ospreay defended himself against Davis and Fletcher. Ospreay struck Davis with a hidden blade against a steel chair. Ospreay rocked Fletcher with the Oz cutter off the cage for a near fall. Fletcher climbed the cage. Will followed him. Fletcher foamed a screwdriver up there and jabbed it into Will's forehead. Fletcher planted Will with a brainbuster on a steel chair. Kyle poured open a black bag, pouring out thumbtacks into the mat. Ospreay grabbed Fletcher. Fletcher and dumped him on the tracks with a Styles clash. Ospreay and Fletcher slugged it out on the top of the cage. Ospreay hit a Spanish fly on Fletcher from the top of the cage. Will smacked Fletcher with the hidden blade and then dumped Fletcher on his head with the Tiger Driver 91, scoring the pin on Fletcher. So winner is the aerial assassin Will Ospreay. Alright, main event coming up, AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley, who is a champion, versus the Radar Superstar Cope. Jim Ross is walking to the ring by himself, says Shamani. Cope was smart in Alright, so here you go. Cope was smart in how significantly he got rid of the Dead Riders with Black Taz. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long night. So, anyways, Mox flipped off Cope, but Cope answered with an elbow strike. They exchanged forearm strikes. Cope jumped off the top rope and knocked down Moxley on the arena floor. Mox grabbed Cope and bashed his head against the guardrail. Moxley nailed Cope with the neckbreaker on the apron. Mox rocked Cope with a cutter. The ops were watching from a luxury box in the arena. I don't know why they were watching this match. Anyways, Cope spiked Moxley with a impaler. Cope lunged at Moxley with a lariat. Cope superplex Moxley. Cope locked on the grindhouse submission. Moxley reached the ropes, forcing the ref to break the hold. Cope speared Mox through the ropes, sending Mox crashing to the floor. Moxley reversed Cope and sent Cope into the steel ring steps. Mox peeled back the padding on the arena floor. Mox went for a pile driver, but Cope countered with a backdrop. Cope went for a spear, but Mox struck Cope with a knee to the face and then curb stomped Cope. Moxley applied a bulldog choke. Cope escaped, but Mox stunned Cope with a pile driver. Mox brought a chair into the ring. Cope pushed at Mox with his boot and inadvertently knocked the referee out of the ring. Mox planted Cope with a paradigm shift. Mox grabbed two steel stairs and was looking for a con chair too, but Cope up kicked a chair into Mox's face. Wheeler Yuta walked down the ramp and got into the ring and Yuta smashed Colt with a uh, Bazooska or knee. Yuta handed Mox the briefcase. Switchblade Jay White ran down and knocked down Yuta. White pulled the briefcase from Mox, went to smash went against Mox's head, but Mox ducked. White accidentally struck Colt with the barricade. Colt was able to get to his feet and speared Mox, but Mox kicked out at the 2 count. Colt speared Mox again, and Colt speared Mox a third time. Colt went for the cover, but Christian Cage out of nowhere pulled Mox out of the ring. Christian Cage was casting in his contract. That works very smart of Christian, said Taz. It was now a three-way match. Christian speared Colt and went for the cover, but Colt kicked out. Christian nailed Colt with a kill switch. Mox ran into the ring and locked Christian in the building. Um, Choke Christian was put to sleep, and the ref stopped the match, with Mox retaining. That backfired on Christian, said Taz. The moment belongs to AEW World Champions John Moxley. Replied Excalibur. What a turn of events! This is a night none of us will soon forget. Added Jim Ross. Mox dodged a bullet. I promise you, Taz said. As Mox was walking to the back, Prince Nana was there to remind Moxley who was next. Swerve jumped from the stands with a double stomp to Mox, wiping out Moxley and the security guards. We are poised to see if Swerve can ascend to the top of All Elite Wrestling once again, said Scalper. Oh yeah, and all that stuff. So yeah, that was a good show tonight. So there were some good matches, all that, and man, Mariah May and Tony Storm, man, holy shit! I had a feeling that match was gonna be intense and stuff. So yeah. Anyways, even the excuse me, I'm sorry guys. Even the steel cage was brutal and stuff. So yeah, that was crazy too. And yeah, there were some good matches. Kenny Omega won, all that stuff. Swerve, that was a good match too. All that. So yeah, it was a good stuff. Show last night and all that stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show too and all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it and not whatever and stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the button, leave a comment. If you guys want to leave a comment stuff, I don't care what you guys do. And that was it. And I see you guys today, or tomorrow. Today's Friday night, Monday Night Raw and stuff. So anyways, that was it. I see you guys in the next video for Monday Night Raw. All right, laters.